Hey guys, Noah from Stage 3 Motorsports here today with our buddy Jared from Edge Products, and we've got kind of a full lineup here for different tuning options you can do on your 6-liter Powerstroke diesel. Jared's going to kind of walk us through what these different options are and who that might apply to or what might be best for you. So Jared, we'll jump right into it. Let's kick it off with this HT2 on my right. What are we looking at with that device?
No, that's perfect. So, like you were saying, we have a bunch of options for the 6-liter. The Evo HT is a tuning module. So basically you plug in OBD2 and reprogram the ECU. That's really the entry-level customer, the guy who already has gauges put in his cab for analog gauges, or maybe just wants a simple mileage or tow tune and not have to worry about the performance and worry about everything. Just wants something easy and a good price point. The Evo HT is that person. So you plug it in, reprogram the vehicle to whatever power level you want, unplug it, put it in the box, and you're good to go. If you want to ever go back to stock, plug it back in, reprogram it back to stock. Your stock file stays in it. With all of our other tuning products, the stock file stays there, so it's always an option to go back to stock as well.
Perfect. Yeah, so that's a quick, easy, clean option to get a tune on there and make some extra power, and it's very simple and straightforward. I like that you mentioned you can switch back to stock with that if you need. Moving forward then, in the middle, we've got the CS2, which is the next step up. What are some changes in the features there when you move to that device?
Yeah, so if you go from the Evo HT, as you can see that it's not designed to stay plugged in for gauges. So we wanted to give it a little bit more to the consumers that want some gauges, but not a lot more money to spend on it. They just want something simple, something clean, and that's where the Evolution CS2 came from. So basically it's a button control. People like to feel that button, that touch. They don't want the touch screen like on our CTS3. They like that button control feeling. So they have the button control. They have all the tuning that's built into it. It stays plugged in. And then they get a few gauges they want to watch. So they can see it on the screen and see those few key gauges they want to watch driving down the road, especially with the 6-liter. It's really important to watch those temps, your exhaust temps, your engine oil temps, all those things. They really need to watch that to make sure everything's staying in check and when you're towing. But if a guy wants to go to the track, it has a performance level in there as well. If he wants to get a mileage, there's a mileage level in there. So depending on what your need is, it kind of really can add anything to the need, but it does have a little monitor in there so you can actually monitor everything at the same time.
Cool. Yeah, it's great that you can kind of fit a couple different applications with that, and it gives a good, safe way to tune the trucks. And obviously, like with the CS2 and these CTS2 devices, having that engine monitoring capability is kind of a big deal because the 6.0s are a little infamous for having some reliability issues, and it's really good to be able to peek in there and see what's going on with the engine as you're driving the truck. So moving forward then, this CTS2 is obviously the biggest and baddest of the Evolution lineup right here. What are we getting in that?
Yeah, so basically it has the same kind of performance gains you're going to get there, but now you have the larger monitor, so you can have more gauges on the screen at one time. You could hook a backup camera to it. You can hook our EAS power switch to control accessories to it. You have, it's a touch screen, a 5-inch screen. If you're towing a lot, you want to be able to look quickly and see the screen. All the numbers are large, you can see them easily. I really like this one up on the dash. It's clean, it looks nice in there. The other thing too is, like you said, me personally, I feel like the truck's safer with having gauges on there because now you get monitor a lot more on that 6-liter. You're going to see everything that's going on, but then you could also put a nice tune in there to help modernize the tuning and the fueling and everything to really help the performance, help the transmission out, and that's what your Evolution CTS2 is doing. It's giving you all those functionality, all those gauges, all that tuning capability in one clean unit.
Perfect. Yeah, you can use that to really control and keep an eye on everything. I like that a lot. Well, now, next to you, obviously, we have the kind of the ultimate package for a guy who really wants to get serious about tuning his 6.0 and take advantage of all those features, and that's this Juice with Attitude system. So can you break that down for me?
Yeah, so a simple way to look at the differences between these is the Juice with Attitude's an inline module. And what that means is instead of retuning the ECU for the performance, we actually plug into the sensors underneath the hood and we piggyback the signal. So the computer will send the signal to the motor, we pick it up and we retune it and send a new signal out. The great thing about that is you can go from the stock power level by touching the screen all the way up to level 5, which is 100 horsepower over stock.
Nice.
So you're getting 100 horsepower over stock, you're getting 250 foot-pounds of torque over stock, but then you can go down to a tow level by just tapping the screen again. So you're not reprogramming the ECU for the performance, it's all adjustable on the fly. And as well as you get the 2 monitor options. So you can get the smaller, cleaner monitor if you want that simple one, or the larger one, touchscreen, that has a better view of the gauges, backup camera to it as well. And the great thing about the Juice with Attitude kit is it comes with the EGT sensor, it comes everything ready to go. There's really nothing you need to add to it to have a good product for your 6-liter. Plug it in, go. And then like I say, on the Evolutions and stuff, the transmission tuning on automatics is a big feature.
Sure, yeah.
So we added that into the attitude monitor, so now you can add that tuning, that transmission tuning in it, get that side of it as well if you want.
Perfect. Yeah, and I love that you guys, as you mentioned, you offer the Juice with Attitude where you can get it with that CTS2 or the CS2 option for a monitor with it. And it's going to perform the same either way. It's really just down to what features you want out of it and how you want to utilize that in your truck. So with that being said, this is obviously the ultimate, but do you guys have some options if, you know, a guy's got one of these Evolution products and he wants to expand it a little bit more? I know I've seen some stuff with your EAS system. Is that something you can plug in and add to these?
Yeah, no, I definitely can. So our EAS is our expandable accessory system. We have anything from exhaust gas temperature, so the EGT accessory, a pressure sensor, a temp sensor, turbo timers, power switches. So there's a ton you can add to it, and really it can add to any of our monitor screens. Okay. So our CS2 versions or CTS2 versions, Evolution or Juice with Attitude, you can add to it.
Okay.
Now, like you mentioned, the Juice with Attitude already comes with an EGT, so we don't need to. But say if you had the Evolution and you want your exhaust gas temperature, it's a simple add-on to it, plugs in the line, you tap the manifold, plug it in, now you got your exhaust gas reading on the monitor itself. The one thing you mentioned, we have our power switch, and that's only available on the CTS2 screens, but that allows you to control accessories like light bars. So if you have some fog lights or a 20-inch bar in your grill or something, you want to turn that on, you can actually wire all that into the monitor itself and use our power switch screen to turn those lights on and off without having to put holes and stuff in your dash.
Yeah, I love that. Adds a whole nother layer of utility to the setup where you're not only tuning and monitoring, but you can add in clean switches and everything's very flush and factory and you don't have to go nuts cutting holes through your dash.
Exactly.
So we've got a great lineup of products here on the bench, but we're almost kind of just scratching the surface as we go through it. So for those of you guys that are watching and you want some more in-depth details on each one of these devices, you can go ahead and click through to our Edge playlist where we'll have a breakdown with different videos on each of these tuners and you can kind of get a feel for what you're really getting with each different package. With that being said, though, if you want to pick up one of these tuners for your truck, you can head down in the description below. We'll also have some links that shoot over to our site so you can pick one of these up, and we'll see you guys next time.